Mm. Uh, Try rejoining the stage.
Technical difficulties. Can everyone hear me now?
Yep, now I can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Let's restart this. My bad. Okay. The House will be in order. Pursuant to the prayer today will be offered by anyone who would like to pray for us. Does anybody? If not, I'll do it. Okay. I pray for this chamber. Amen. Pursuant to Clause 1 of Rule 1, the Journal of the Last Day's Proceedings is approved thereof. The Pledge of Allegiance will be offered by the gentleman from the state of Pennsylvania, 14th Congressional District, Mr. Krennic. If everyone would stand and I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The chair will receive a message. The clerk will report the message.
Office of the Speaker of the House, Speaker Pro Tempore, 12/28/23. In the instance of the vacancy of the chair, I appoint Dick Cheney from Texas to serve as Speaker Pro Tempore. Signed, Robert Krennic, Speaker of the House.
Okay, we're good. Pursuant to the order of the House of December 28th, 2017, the chair will now recognize members from the list submitted by the majority and minority leaders for morning hour debate. The chair will now alternate recognition between the parties, with time equally allocated between the parties. Each member, other than the majority and minority leaders and whips, to 5 minutes. But no event shall debate continue beyond, let's say, 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard. The chair recognizes the gentleman from New York, 4th Congressional District, to speak for a period of 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I don't really have much to say, other than that we are heading for a debt ceiling crisis that's bound to plunge us into a recession anytime soon. And quite frankly, a shame that we have a debt ceiling crisis where people are protesting. There are people protesting, like outside the Capitol Hill as we speak. And what do House Republicans do? They go on a leadership battle. And while the House Republicans just start battling it out, all Democrats are doing is just having a toast. We're having a toast because we know this proves that we're gonna win the midterms. Blue wave. And I hereby reserve the remainder of my time. Thank you.
The gentleman
yields.
Hold on. Can the Sergeant at Arms remove the intruder on the floor sitting behind the Speaker and the chair?
Thank you. To anybody that seeks recognition.
Seek recognition. Mr. Speaker?
The gentleman from Texas.
Mr. Speaker, my fellow colleagues, the minority leader says that the Democrats are sitting back having a toast. Instead of them assisting us in this debt ceiling problem, they like to sit back and drink their whiskey, and, drink their beer. So, I call on the minority leader to support the Republican Party in this debt ceiling problem and to submit more legislation when it comes to taxes and debt. As, to be honest, the main problem is Obamacare and Obamacare and Medicaid. Needs to be repealed as soon as possible. I yield the rest of my time.
The gentleman yields.
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from New York, for your final time.
like I said, we're only toasting to the fact that House Republicans are having a battle over the speakership. Plus, House Democrats are willing. We are willing to work with House Republicans to find a solution to the debt ceiling crisis. As House Democrats would like just the following. We want a reduction of defense spending. We want Social Security to be protected, as well as healthcare to be protected. We would gladly work with the Republicans to work on a bipartisan bill to suspend the debt ceiling. And we are still waiting on that as we speak. Thank you. I yield.
The gentleman yields.
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from Texas for the remainder of their time.
Minority Leader, you say you want to keep or rise the Medicaid and healthcare, yet it doesn't need to be raised. As of right now, it's at 4.1% for U.S. healthcare, reaching $4.5 trillion, or $13,000 per person. And as I see, there are a lot of people in the United States. And you want to rise Medicaid and healthcare? From what I see, it needs to be lowered. And you want to lower the defense spending? Our nation's military? The men and women that keep this nation safe from foreign entities and foreign enemies? Oh, no, sir. We're going to keep it right where it is, and we will lower healthcare. I yield the rest of my time.
Mr. Speaker.
Gentleman yields.
Mr. Speaker.
The gentleman is not recognized.
All right.
Do you have any motions?
Mr. Speaker.
I motion.
The
Mr.
gentleman
Speaker, I
from
motion.
Texas.
Oh.
The gentleman from
Speaker,
Texas.
I motion immediate consideration of House Resolution. Motion immediate consideration of House Resolution 015 submitted earlier today.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will report the bill by title.
HR 0150 to amend the acts of October 19th, 1949, 15 United States Code 375, and is that correct? And the following. Commonly referred as the Jenkins Act, to prevent the interstate sale and delivery of electronic cigarettes, cigars, and pipe tobaccos to minors in violation of the law. In the House of Representatives of the United States, Ms. Hoekstraten for herself introduced the following bill, which was referred to the Committee on Judiciary.
Mr. Speaker.
The gentleman from New York.
I motion we go into a period of voting.
Do you have a sufficient second?
I second the motion.
With a sufficient second, we shall move into a period of voting. The question is on the passage of HR, was it 150?
Yes.
HR 150. All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. And the bill is passed. Any further motions?
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from Texas.
I motion immediate consideration of House Resolution 0151.
I second.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will report the bill by title.
HR 0151 to provide full year appropriations for the Indian Health Service in an event of a partial lapse in appropriations and for all other purposes. And the House of Representatives of the United States, Ms. Hochstein for herself introduced the following bill, which was referred to the Committee on Appropriations.
Any further motions?
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from Texas.
I motion it to enter a period of voting on House Resolution 0151.
The question is on the passage. Oh, wait. Do I have a sufficient second?
I second.
With a sufficient second, we should move into a period of voting. The question is on the passage of HR 0151. All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All opposed, nay. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. Bill is passed. Okay. Any further motions?
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from Texas.
I motion to enter immediate consideration of House Resolution 0152.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will report the bill by title.
HR 0152 to provide for the insurance of revenue bonds to fund construction of a physical border barrier and related technologies, roads, and lighting across the United States border with Mexico. And the House of Representatives of the United States, Ms. Hochstein for herself, introduced the following bill, which was referred to the Committee on Ways and Means and in addition to the Committee on Homeland Security for a period to be subsequently determined by the Speaker in each case for consideration of such provisions as fall within the jurisdiction of the committee concerned.
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from Texas.
I motion to vote on House Resolution 152.
Do we have a second?
I second.
With a sufficient second, we shall move on to a period of voting. The question is on the passage of 0152. All in favor say aye. All opposed, nay. No one's answering.
What? Oh,
Nay.
sorry, I was reading the bill. Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay, we're just go. Okay, in the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it.
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from Texas.
I motion the House move into immediate consideration of House Resolution 153.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will report the bill by title.
HR 153 to authorize the programs of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration and for other purposes. And the House of Representatives of the United States, Ms. Hochstein for herself, introduced the following bill, which was read twice and referred to the Committee on Science, Space, and Technology.
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from Texas.
I motion we enter a period of voting on House Resolution 153.
I second.
With a sufficient second, we shall move into a period of voting. The question is on the passage of HR 153. All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All opposed, nay. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it.
Y'all duplicated a bill again.
I saw it. No, actually, if you think about it, the person that sent the bill duplicated the bill. Hookstride, you messed up the count.
Well, I'm sorry, bro. It was 4 a.m.
Alright. Do this.
Any further motions?
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from New York.
I motion that the House take up HR 0154, I believe, and ask for its immediate consideration.
As a duplicate one.
Okay, so then I ask for
It's a duplicate.
how,
You gotta
HR.
rescind your
I
motion.
asked-
150.
Okay, I rescind.
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from Texas.
I motion the House begin immediate consideration of House Resolution 155.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will report the bill by title.
HR 155 to provide for operational control of the international border of the United States and for other purposes, and the House of Representatives of the United States must function for herself introduce the following bill, which was referred to the Committee on Homeland Security in addition to the Committees on Armed Services, Rules, Energy and Commerce, and Agriculture for a period to be subsequently determined by the Speaker in each case for consideration of such provisions as fall within the jurisdiction of the committee concerned.
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from Texas.
I motion we enter a period of voting.
Do I have a
I
sufficient
second.
With a sufficient second, we shall move into a period of voting. Question is on the passage of HR 155. All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. Any further motions?
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from Texas.
I motion the House begin immediate consideration of House Resolution 156.
Without objection, so ordered. The House will begin consideration of HR 156. The clerk will report the bill by title.
HR 156 to terminate the Internal Revenue Code of 1986 in the House of Representatives of the United States. Ms. Hochstein for herself introduced the following bill, which was referred to the Committee on Ways and Means in addition to the Committee on Rules for a period to be subsequently determined by the Speaker in each case for consideration of such provisions as fall within the jurisdiction of the committee concerned.
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from Texas.
I motion the House enter a period of voting.
Okay.
I second.
With a sufficient second, we shall move into a period of voting. Question is on the passage of HR 156. All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. Any further motions?
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from New York.
I motion that the House take up HR 0157 and ask for its immediate consideration.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will report the bill by title.
HR 157 to repeal the Gun-Free School Zones Act of 1990 and amend to that act. In the House of Representatives of the United States, Hochstein for herself introduced the following bill, which is referred to the Committee on the Judiciary.
Any further motions?
Mr. Speaker,
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from Texas.
I motion the House enter a period of voting.
Do we have a sufficient second?
I second.
I second.
With a sufficient second, we should move into a period of voting. The question is on the passage of HR 157. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed,
Aye.
nay.
Abstain.
In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. Any further motions?
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from Texas.
I motion the House enter immediate consideration of House Resolution 158.
House Resolution 58. Okay. Without objection, so ordered. House. The clerk will report the bill by title.
HR 158 to provide taxpayers with an annual report disclosing their costs and performance of governmental programs and areas of duplication among them and for other purposes, and the House of Representatives of the United States Ms. Hook for itself introduced the following bill, which was referred to Committee on Financial Services.
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from New York.
I motion we go into a period of voting.
Do we have sufficient second?
I second.
With a sufficient second, we should move into a period of voting. The question is on the passage of H.R. 158. All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed nay.
Abstain.
In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. Any further motions?
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from New York.
I motion that the House take up H.R. 159 and ask for its immediate consideration.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will report the bill by title.
H.R. 159 amend Title 5 U.S. Code to postpone the effective date on high-impact rules pending judicial review in the House of Representatives of the United States. Ms. Hook herself introduced the following bill, which was referred to the Committee on Judiciary.
Any further motions?
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from New York.
I motion we go into a period of voting.
Do we have a sufficient second?
I second.
Second.
With a sufficient second, we shall move into a period of voting. The question is on the passage of H.R. 159. All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed nay. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it.
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from New York.
I motion that the House take up, I believe, H.R. 0177 and ask for its immediate consideration.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will report the bill by title.
H.R. 177, Mr. Cuomo of New York introduced the following resolution, which was referred to the House for writ of appointment to appoint individuals to serve in the House of Representatives. Section 3 appointment. Under passage of the resolution, the following individuals shall fill the vacant seats of the House of the House of Representatives until the expiration of the 115th House of Representatives term. Barack Obama to fill the vacant seat and represent Illinois' 2nd Congressional District as a Democrat.
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from New York.
I motion that the House enter a period of voting.
Do we have a sufficient second?
I second.
I second.
With a sufficient second, we shall move into a period of voting. The question is on the passage of House Resolution 177. All in favor. Oh, this is a roll call vote. The clerk will report the roll. Apologize for that.
All right. Mr. Cuomo.
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Cheney.
Aye.
Mr. Cullen. I don't know. He doesn't have a role play name. I don't think he's here. Mr. Daniels. Not here. Mr. Dillon. Same thing. No role play name there. Ms. Hochstein.
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Krennic.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any other members that have not voted? Mr. Speaker, with the ayes being 4 and the no votes being 3, the resolution passes.
Can someone bring up Obama, please?
No, they get brought up next session, I'm pretty sure.
I think they'll be sworn in after this session.
They get sworn in after the session, I'm pretty sure.
Obama, if you can exit the stage, please, and we'll get you sworn in as soon as possible. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any further motions?
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from New York.
I motion that the House take up H.R. 0178, and that's for its immediate consideration.
Without objection, so ordered.
This is 178 F1.
The clerk will report the bill by title. Or resolution by title.
HR 178, Ms. Hookstrand of the State of Missouri introduced the following resolution, which was referred to the House for writ of appointment to appoint individuals to serve to the House of Representatives. Section 3, appointment. Under the passage of the resolution, the following individuals shall fill the vacant seat of the House of Representatives until the expiration of the 115th House of Representatives term. Henry West to fill the vacant seat and represent Texas 18th Congressional District as a Republican.
Any further motions?
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from New York.
may I seek the floor?
The gentleman is recognized for a period of 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Period of
I ask for order.
It's your.
Alright.
Will there be order?
So I never seen this person type in the chat, so I'm not sure if he's going to be active in the house. That's the least thing we need in this house. Is an inactive member of Congress. I never seen this guy in this group before, so that's why I will be voting nay for now. So I hereby yield the remainder of my time.
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from the state of... God, this is going to haunt me in my dreams.
Missouri.
Missouri
Missouri.
is
Missouri.
recognized for a period of 10
Thank you,
minutes.
Mr. Speaker. So, first off, this person is active, I can assure you that. They just are new to the group since we needed to fill vacancies. But if the minority leader is just going to vote nay, what is the purpose of filling up the seats and getting an active Congress? So, I urge my colleagues to vote aye because they are active. They just are new to the group. So, in order to fill vacancies, we need to best assure that we fill them with active people. Just because they haven't chatted does not mean they're not active. They are new to the group, so they're assessing to the group. So give them time. I yield, Mr.
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman woman yields. The gentleman from New York.
a motion that the House enter a period of voting.
Sufficient second.
Second.
With a sufficient second, we shall move into a period of voting. The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Cuomo,
Nay.
nay. Mr. Cheney,
Aye.
aye. Mr. Cohen, not here. Mr. Daniels, not here. Mr. Dillon, not here. Ms. Hookshine,
Aye.
aye. Mr. Krennic,
Aye.
aye. Is this even a majority? No, it's not. Mr. Speaker, with the ayes being 3, the nays being 1, and 3 no votes, the resolution does not pass.
Very well. Any further motions?
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from New York.
a motion that the House take up H.R. 0179 and ask for its immediate consideration.
I second. Well,
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will report the bill by title.
Crap, hold on. H.R. 179, Mr. Ellington of Texas introduced the following bill, which was referred to the House for written appointment to appoint individuals to serve in the House of Representatives. Section 3, appointment. Upon the passage of the resolution following, the individual shall fill the vacant seats of the House of Representatives until the expiration of the 115th House of Representatives term. Paul Pollard to fill the vacant seat and represent Colorado's 1st Congressional District as a Republican.
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from New York.
a motion that the House enter a period of voting.
Do we have a sufficient second?
Second.
I second.
With a sufficient second, we shall move into a period of voting. The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Cuomo.
Nay.
Nay. Mr. Cheney.
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Cullen. Mr. Daniels. Mr. Dillon.
Aye.
Aye.
Yes, aye.
Well, let me change your name. Ellington, okay. Let me just change that quickly. Ellington, there we go. Ms. Hochstein.
I.
Aye. Mr. Krennic.
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Speaker, with the ayes being 4, the nays being 1 and 2 no votes, the resolution passed.
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from New York.
I motion that the House take up H.R. 0180 and ask for its immediate consideration.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will report the bill by title.
180. House Resolution 180, Mr. Cuomo of New York introduced the following resolution, which was referred to the House for written appointment to appoint the individuals to serve in the House of Representatives. Section 3, appointment. Upon the passage of the resolution, the following individuals shall fill the vacant seats of the House of Representatives until the expiration of the 115th House of Representative term. Xavier Haven to fill the vacant seat and represent Georgia's 1st Congressional District as a Democrat.
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from New York.
I motion that the House enter a period of voting.
Do we have a sufficient second?
I second.
Do we have a sufficient second?
I second.
I second.
With a sufficient second, we shall move into a period of voting. The clerk will report the roll.
Mr. Cheney. Sorry.
Aye.
Mr. Cuomo.
Oh.
Sorry. No,
Aye.
I skipped over Cuomo. Mr. Cheney.
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Cullen. No vote. Mr. Daniels. No vote again. Mr. Ellington.
Nay.
Nay. Ms. Hochstein.
I.
Aye. Mr. Krennic.
Nay.
Nay.
Oh my god.
Mr. Speaker, with the ayes being 3, the no votes being 2, and the nays being 2, the resolution does not pass.
I yield the chair to Dick Cheney from the state of Texas.
Don't fall asleep this time.
We'll
Do we
sleep
have
this
any
time.
motions?
I motion to reconsider.
That objection so
Objection.
ordered. Alrighty.
I the immediate consideration of
Yeah, that would be.
which one was the one that we failed, the red appointment that we just
HR 180.
HR 180. Yeah, 180.
180.
No, I want to do 178.
Okay, well,
Right.
Reconsider 178.
Motion?
I retract my motion, Mr. Speaker.
Alright.
I motion to reconsider HR 178.
With that objection so ordered.
I'm not even
Mr. Speaker.
going to battle this one.
Gentleman from Pennsylvania.
I motion to motion for reconsideration of HR 178.
Do I have a sufficient second?
I second.
With a sufficient
Second.
second, the motion is agreed to. And HR 178 is reconsidered. Is to be reconsidered.
Do you need or does a member need a rereading of the bill?
That would be probably most likely needed.
Okay. House Resolution 178, Ms. Hochstrand of the state of Missouri introduced the following resolution, which was referred to the House for writ of appointment to appoint individuals to serve in the House of Representatives, Section 3 of appointment. Upon the passage of the resolution, the following individual shall fill the vacant seat of the House of Representatives until the expiration of the 115th House of Representative term. Henry West to fill the vacant seat of the House or vacancy and represent Texas 18th Congressional District as a Republican.
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from New York.
I motion that the House enter a period of voting.
Do I have a sufficient second?
I second.
With a sufficient second, the House will enter a period of voting. The clerk will call the roll.
All right, let me give me a second. Get to load it up again and clear it out. 178. And reset. There. Reset there. All right, Mr. Cuomo.
Nay.
Nay. Mr. Cheney.
Abstain.
Abstention. Mr. Cullen. Mr. Daniels. Mr. Ellington.
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Hochstratton.
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Krennic.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any members that want to change their vote?
Mr. Clerk, I'd like to change my vote to aye.
Was that Mr. Cheney?
It was.
Okay. Mr. Cheney, aye. Mr. Speaker, with the A's being 4, the no votes being 2, and nays being 1, the resolution passes.
That's another person that needs to be sworn in. Do we have any other motions?
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from New York.
I motion that the House take up H.R. 181 and ask for its immediate consideration.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and hand the chair back to Speaker Krennic, and then we can continue on with the motion.
Repeat your motion.
I motion that the House take up H.R. 181 and ask for its immediate consideration.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will report the bill by title, or resolution by title.
Here we go. House Resolution 181. Motion to vacate the chair of the House of Representatives. In the House of Representatives, Ms. Hochstrand introduced the following bill to the floor. Now I gotta read this part. Resolution, motion to vacate, be resolved by the House of Representatives of the United States Congress. Resolved that the office of the Speaker of the House of Representatives is declared to be vacant.
Further motions.
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from the state of Texas.
I motion to enter a period of voting.
Any seconds?
I second.
I second.
With a sufficient second, the clerk will call the roll.
Okay, hold on. 2/3 of this would.
How many people are here? 1, 2,
Well,
3,
this
4.
is. I think this needs a quorum call before you can even vote.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. So retract the motion, do a quorum call. Since this is a whole entire quorum thing, not just a regular vote.
Mr. Speaker, I retract my last motion and I motion for quorum call.
Do we have a sufficient second?
Mr. Speaker,
The gentleman from New York.
I motion that the House reconsider H.R. 0180.
Oh, what? What?
Dude, we're doing
Dude,
it.
No, I
where are
retract. I retract.
Again, do we have a sufficient second?
This motion's for quorum call.
I second.
God,
All right.
y'all getting drunk.
Y'all
I
gotta
apologize.
make-
I'm a bit thrown off by Mr. Kuamo's motion. Without
make
objection,
me-
so ordered.
Okay,
The
here we
clerk will
go.
put the roll.
Mr. Cuomo.
Present.
Present. Mr. Cheney.
Present. Oh,
Present. Mr. Collin. Absent. It looks like I don't smell him over here.
I thought he resigned.
I don't know. Mr. Daniels. Same thing. Not here. Mr. Ellington.
Present.
Present. Miss Hookshine.
Present.
Present. And Mr. Krennic.
Present.
Present. And you'll need 5 for that, right? That's rounded up. Yep. Mr. Speaker, with 4 out of 7 members being present, quorum is not established.
Who are we missing?
You're missing literally 1 person to establish a 2/3 quorum. Based off the
We
roster
have-
that I was given. And also, either way, with the newly elected members, it still wouldn't satisfy it. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, is it someone from the Democratic Party or the HRC?
Both. Well, Bronny Daniels and Colin. Whoever Colin is.
Colin resigned, so he doesn't count.
No, I think it was
Okay.
Daniels. He resigned.
I thought I saw
No.
Colin.
No, it was Daniels.
Okay, so current
Where
currently
did he
have
resign here? Where did he resign?
we have 5
That's
When
people.
McConnell was speaker.
Well, I was going off what I was sent by who has the role. So I was giving off whoever has the role of House of Representatives, so that's what I'm going off of.
And we are missing Kennedy, Powell, Santos, and that's about it.
I would recommend you guys to not table it for those indefinitely, but table it until the next
Wait,
session.
hold on. Paolo is here. Can someone bring her up?
Have they been sworn in?
Have they? I don't believe they've been sworn in.
It's Colin.
Congressman Powell, have you been sworn in as a representative?
No.
Well, then you
And-
can't vote. So then we're back at
Yeah.
square one.
Oh,
Mr.
I-
Speaker,
We have 5 people.
but we need 2/3. And we still don't meet quorum.
the 5 people. You have 5 people. One's not sworn in, so you still have 4.
Yeah,
So you still don't
so
have
you still
quorum.
have 4.
But everyone has to be sworn in order to vote for this. And
Mr. Speaker,
and by the rules, you can't just stop the middle of a session to swear someone in to vote. That's just
Mr. Speaker.
Put us on a recess or something.
Mr.
No.
Speaker.
Speaker,
The gentleman from New York.
Seeing that there's no quorum, I ask that the House be in recess until January 1st.
I second.
okay. Oh,
With a sufficient second, the House will be in recess until January 1st, 2024. Apparently.
alrighty.
2024.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna give you an updated roster, Bruno.
yeah.
Congratulations to the new representatives. Hope to work with you guys in the next session with the upcoming
Yeah,
days
we're
and months.
Republicans. That's fun.
For the people that just got appointed by Rit or whatever, schedule a time with whoever to what's it called, be sworn in.
I
gotta
suggest
swear 'em
doing that with the speaker. Yeah.
Yeah, just do it with the speaker. I got a football game to watch because my Sooners are going to be destroying them and Wildcats over there. So, how would I go until Senate session is hosted?
I've got a raid to go to.